It's round 2 of the Formula 2 season in 2023. We leave Bahrain and head over to Saudi Arabia at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. So after Bahrain, where Beauchamp won the sprint race and Pourchaire won the feature, we move over to Saudi Arabia before a 2-week break before Australia, our first ever visit there, before a month off, and then Azerbaijan, Emilia-Romagna, Monaco and Spain round out the first half of the season. Then we go over to Austria, British Grand Prix as well, 9th of July, Hungary and Belgium take us to the summer break before the Netherlands, Italy, and then a 2-month break before the season rounds out on the 26th of November in Abu Dhabi. It's Friday here, which means it's time for practice and qualifying for the Formula 2 Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Let's take a look at the highlights. Let's take a look at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, a 3.836 mile circuit, 27 turns in total, one of the fastest street circuits on the F1 calendar, and it certainly is one of the most difficult to get right. It is a fascinating track. Start the lap then on the run down towards turn number 1. You've got DRS at this point as well. Use it to your maximum. It's a hard braking left turn, 90 degrees. Slam the brakes all the way down. 3rd gear. Casually hit the throttle before a very tight turn 2 right-hander. Accelerate down through 3. Now it's 4, 5 and 6. The beginning of the sort of Mickey Mouse sections as well. The track now is on itself. It's quite hard to keep a rhythm flowing as well as you're bouncing off towards the barriers as high as you possibly can. Be careful not to exceed the track limits like that there, but the FIA are usually okay with it because it's such a difficult track to get right as well. They don't police it if you're forced off wide. Now into the banking hairpin turn 13, rising in as well. It's just a little bit of degree of banking, but it's amazing to get an overtake there. Hurtle down out towards 7th gear as well. Back up towards one of the tightest chicanes on the track. Slam on the brakes down to 4th gear, flip the car into the right, then the left as you're casually accelerating, opening up your DRS once more as you hurtle down. This is the most dangerous part of the track. It's a blind entry to the corner. This is where Schumacher crashed back in 2021, causing the red flag. Flick the car in, hope it stays, then bang on the throttle. Now you're flat out all the way down, turns 25, 26 as well. Flat out with the DRS. Of course, Leclerc and Verstappen playing chicken. Hamilton and Verstappen making contact. It's a famous part of the track. Hurtle down then. Slam on the brakes, play the DRS chicken, 3rd gear corner through turn 27, flat out now, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear with the DRS open. You reach 8th gear as you cross the line now, and that is a lap of the Jeddah Corniche circuit. It's time for the practice session to get underway here for Formula 2, round 2 of the season. We go to 14 different countries and now it's time to see what we're going to see here in Jeddah. We're at the Jeddah Corniche circuit alongside the sea here. This fantastic track has seen drama beyond drama. It's our 3rd visit here in 18 months. Sprint race, that'll be 20 laps, and then the race of feature will be 28. 3 DRS zones as well, 27 turns, elevation is flat, 2.48 metres, top speed of 199.8 miles an hour. Action zones, well, turns 1 and 2, Doohan versus Novalak last year, side by side, Doohan on the outside, Novalak on the inside as well. Doohan doing a fantastic job slipping up the inside. Or how about down at turn 9, Hauger versus Beauchamp last year as well, through the tricky part where Mick Schumacher had a massive crash as well. The 2 battle lap after lap. Or how about down to the last 2 corners, turn 26 and 27 last year. Hughes versus Armstrong. Armstrong diving up the inside. Hughes doing nothing about it. Well, this is going to be absolutely fantastic. For the F2, we've got bright blue sunny skies, track temperature at 52.3 degrees, air temperature at 26.9 degrees, 3.2 meters per second wind speed, 53% humidity. The track is dry at the moment. Air temperature, as I said, at 26.9. Wind direction, 341 clicks as well. And pressure is at 1009.7 M bar as well. The session is underway, and the cars are heading out onto the circuit. There's Théo Pourchaire, the championship leader after winning the feature race. Ralph Boschung won the sprint. Now we're going to see exactly what they have to offer. 45 minutes is go. And Ollie Beerman coming down towards the line. Had a moment coming out the last corner with a lockup, but still goes fastest. 146.263. So we've got a Nailo Roy Nizani, 145.820. So it's Nizani, Novalak, Beerman, Martins, Vesti, Leclerc, Druvala, Awasa, Cordial, Boschung, the top 10. Halgan, Fittipaldi, Verschoor, Pechor, Meany, Hadjar, Doohan, Maloney, Stanek, Correa, Crawford, and Benedivas are right at the back as well. So they are coming through quickly, and we are seeing a lot more improvements out there on the field as the times continue to go on. Fastest first sector for Victor Martins at 38.3. Fastest second sector for Oliver Beerman at 32.9. Third sector, 33.3 for Frederick Vesti. So the times are improving. Everyone's setting faster times. Ralph Boschung, second in the title at the moment then. Winner of the sprint race, 97 starts, only one win, goes top with 7/10 faster than Nizani, a 145.050. So Ralph Bosch on top. Awasa goes into third position, but Druvala goes up there. Fittipaldi goes second. Druvala now goes third. We're on board with Victor Martins, who, as I said, has set a fastest first sector time of 38.3. as he comes into turn 27 now, the last corner on this Jeddah Corniche circuit. Boots it hard towards the line as well. Is it a faster time as he comes up to the line? And Victor Martins goes top with a 144.980. 7/10 of a second faster at the moment. 7/100ths faster. And one more Correa, 17th on the board. Now Zane Maloney. And Doohan goes third, 145.568. So times are getting quicker here. At the first practice, and the only practice these F2 guys get before heading into the qualifying 30-minute session. This is Oliver Beerman down turn 27 as well. Locks the front, rears turned around, no power steering, so the car went to the right in a left-hander. And this, Roy Nizani, almost repeating what Mick Schumacher did last year. And that's worrying, considering they said that curb had been changed. There's a bump in the middle of the curb there at the exit of turn 12. And a car can easily slam into the wall again like Mick Schumacher did last year. But there is now a Tech Pro barrier all the way at the exit. We're just looking at it now in order to try and reduce the concrete hit that Schumacher got last year. So the track has narrowed slightly there. Arthur Leclerc to the part where Schumacher crashed in 2021, losing the rear, just cutting the corner, down at turn 22, and just about keeps it on the road as well for the Ferrari Academy driver, pushing hard with 16 minutes to go in the session. Victor Martins on top, Hauger, Doohan the top three, Druvala, Fittipaldi, Boschung, Hadjar, Pourchaire, Maloney, Meany, the top 10 at the moment. Everyone now on longer runs in this practice session. We'll see the quicker times right at the end of the session. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and it's why we've got a red flag now, as we've got round on the middle of the track, Emile Cordial, and the red flag comes across just as Victor Martins goes third across the line, but the session has been stopped. Emile Cordial is round in the second sector, he's blocking the track. Luckily cars have managed to get through, but the Invicta Virtuosi Racing of Emile Cordial in 15 has gone round. That's a very unusual place to go round, because I think it's just coming out of turn 13, so it's that long banking hairpin that he's come through. And this will certainly, I think, stop the session. Here we go. Yeah, it is. He's out of turn 13. Oh, he's touched the wall, broken the rear right suspension, and just drifts into the middle of the track as well. And looking not to get sideswiped by anybody. It's a very fast part of the track. Got a bit of oversteer, hits the rear right, round they go. And the car just can't be controlled with no rear suspension. It's like rocking on the opposite side. So red flag out, and that might stop the session then, and in terms of permanently stop the session, only 4 minutes to go, so it's Beerman in my top practice. We'll wait to see what the FIA say. And we've had it confirmed from race control that the session will not be resumed due to Cordial's accident. They need to get the car sorted out. So this then is how they finish. It is Oliver Bearman top, 1:43.501 from Frederick Vesti. Victor Martins third, Kushmani fourth, Dennis Hauger fifth, Clement Novalak is sixth, Jack Doohan seventh, Richard Verschoor eighth, Ralph Boschung ninth, Jan Jaruvalo rounds out the top 10, Zane Maloney 11th, Enzo Fittipaldi 12th, Roman Stanak 13th, Emil Owasa 14th, Isaac Hadjar 15th, Jack Crawford 16th, Tia Pocher is 17th, Arthur Leclerc 18th, 19th and out for Emil Cordial, Warren Lazani 20th, Juan Manuel Correa 21st and Brad Benavides in 22nd position. We've got a vehicle on the track now to take the car away. The red flag is out. Practice concludes around about 6 minutes early. And let's see then. We'll go on to qualifying next. What will happen? We'll find out. But this is what led up to that accident from Cordial. The full long. So he's going normally. He was on a cool lap and he just drifted out wide of the dust and hit the wall. And looking to get collected by Ralph Boschung who went through there. So red flag out then, with 50 seconds to go, the session won't be resumed. It's Oliver Bearman who tops the F2 practice. Let's take a look then at what happened in qualifying, which is coming up next. Once more onto the breach here at Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. This time, instead of a 45-minute practice session, it's time for the drivers to really get into it. It's Formula 2, round 2 of 2023 here, the first of 14, and we're getting ready. Jeddah, Saudi Arabia qualifying. 30 minutes then around this fantastic circuit to see who is going to be hot and not. 6.174 kilometers, 3.837 miles, sprint race at 20 laps, race at 28 as you know, 27 turns. And this is going to be flat out 321.6 kilometers, 199.8 mile per hour is the flat out speed. And we already talked about earlier on about the overtaking zones, turn 1 and 2. It's going to be very tight here in qualifying as well. It's make or break after a long way to turn 1 and 2. You then hurtle down towards the hairpin. Turn 9 though, we saw Mick Schumacher get it wrong in the Formula 1 qualifying last year, and there is a nasty bump at the exit. That's a little rivet towards us. They haven't changed it that much. There's now a tech pro bar at the end though. And the last two corners here, a run with the DRS as well can give you an opportunity to overtake. Look at Hughes and Armstrong last year as we said, but also a long run out of that corner. Perfect pitch straight to see what it could do. The green light is going to go on shortly as well, which means the session will be underway. I can't wait to get started because qualifying at Saudi Arabia is always fun. There is something always getting set to go as the green light is on and qualifying gets underway here in Saudi Arabia. And away they go. Half the field with the Red Bull livery. Harder and harder to see who's who. But the cars will head out. They'll do a warm-up lap. Then we'll start getting the proper times pumped in. So the session then in full swing. It's Roman Stanak at the moment with a 1:44.162. He's the first one to set a representative lap time. 14 seconds quicker than anybody else at the moment. But what will Jack Doohan do? And the number 14 coming across the line. And across it, Doohan with a 1:44.020 goes fastest of all. And then we've got a few more coming in. Stanak second, Azani third, Novalak, I believe in fourth position. That's changed over now to sixth position. The Arthur Leclerc now top. Owasa crossed the line fastest as well. So Owasa looking strong with a 1:43.474. Leclerc second, Vesti now in third. Here comes Oliver Bearman touching the wall, coming out the exit of turn 27. The right hand side of the car just getting a little bit brushed up against the wall. Crossed the line for Bearman, still top with a 1:42.917. That Prima absolutely flying out there. Ralph Boschung is coming up as well. Victor Martins almost brushing the wall. He was fastest as well. He was fast in practice. Bearman took the session. Dribble a second. Cross the line now for Victor Martins. Where does he go? Fastest 1:42.766. A tenth and a half quicker than Bearman. Pocher fourth on his first push lap. And now fifth as that's for sure. Here's Boschung. Fourth, 1:43.295. Took a while to get to the line there. So, and look at that for Victor Martins, 1:42.766. Marini second, Bearman, Druvela, Boschung for sure, Pocher, Wasser, then it's Hauger and Leclerc the top 10. This was Behrman brushing the wall, coming out of turns to 27 as well. Kept it on the line and hurtled up into P number 3. First lap times on the board then, and it's Martins on top. So Arthur Leclerc's gone top, 142.629. Here comes Vesti across the line up to 6th, 143.026. And Hadjar next across the line in the number 10 and goes to 12th on a 143.495. Behrman also coming towards the line, but that's Crawford going 18th. Behrman just behind goes 3rd, 142.821. Victor Martins coming soon as well as Maloney goes into 10th position as well. So, and then Wasser jumps up Fittipaldi, goes 7th. Martins coming to the line then as well. Druvela goes 6th. Victor Martins across the line and goes 2nd on the 142.678, separated by, well, actually near the same time. And we've got a yellow flag, and now we've got a red flag on the circuit to stop the session. Sector 3, so into the last corner. It's a spin for the 22 of Richard Verschoor, and he's down at turn 22, I believe. So I wonder how that's happened. I don't think he's hit the wall. Has he hit the suspension? Where's that? It's facing the drivers. It is down at turn 22, so it's the same place that we've seen many accidents. Here it is on board. So he comes into the braking zone, turns in and loses the rear of the car, and it's just gone into anti-stall on the apex of the corner as well. So a red flag as Richard Verschoor spins down at turn 22 and brings a stop to qualifying.
I spun and it switched off.
So he's spun and he's switched off. So red flag out then with 18 minutes and 17 seconds to go here of qualifying for F2. Green light, and we're away again then. Cars heading out onto the pit lane and onto the track. They'll do another warm-up lap, then get going. Track temperature now 38 degrees. Air temperature 26 degrees as well. 59% humidity. The sea just begins to come in with the tide as well, then it'll start going out as the sun begins to set here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. That's what the times. Leclerc 142.629, Martins is 2nd, Behrman 3rd, Maini 4th, Doohan 5th at the moment. So it's a very strong lineup. 0.3 of a second separate the top 7, and look at it, a second top rates the top 17 cars out of this 22 field, so people haven't got runs yet. It's a very competitive F2 grid coming up so far. Behrman made a mistake in the first sector, but is absolutely pushing now in sector 2. Fastest of all with a 32.2. Martins 36.8 first sector, but it's Frederick Vesti who's got provisional pole with a 143.026 with 6 minutes 23 to go. Maloney goes into 7th position. Doohan goes 3rd. Behrman across the line with a track ever improving is 2 tenths up. 0.225 faster. Behrman does a 142.070. Vesti 2nd, Awasa 3rd. Hadjar goes into 13th position. Cheruvalo 11th at the moment. Coming to the line goes into 12th, but goes up to from 12th to 8th. Cheruvalo goes 2nd, 142.111. Victor Martins, however, is fastest of all sectors 1 and 2. Close to the wall, the exit at turn 27. Starting to push hard now. Martins approach line. Crawford goes 4th. Martins to cross the line. He's done by a staggering 0.7 of a second. It's a 141.326 for Martins. Novalak goes 6th. Here comes Theo Pourchaire across the line. 3rd, 142.071. Now Kushmani goes into 6th. Ralph Boschung, 18th to 7th. The race winner of the sprint last time out in Bahrain. Juan Manuel Correa goes into 10th position as well, with 5 minutes to go in qualifying. It's Victor Martins on top after the next run through. Behrman's pushing hard. We've got a yellow flag out on the track as well. Sector 3, Doohan goes 4th. Behrman's not going to improve across the line. The yellow flag's still out, and it's a 142.004. Improves on time, not position. Red flag! Now that's crucial because it's come out with 2 minutes to go, which means I think they might just get a run. Why is the red flag out? And I think it's Rich. Is it? Well, no, Michelle was already out of it. So it's Leclerc. It's Arthur Leclerc who has come to a stop down at turn number 22. And with the way the car looks, I think he's got a suspension problem.
Ah, come on! I have no more rear tyres.
No more rear tyres? What? What is he? Well, that's Leclerc. So Arthur Leclerc has come to a stop. He'll lose his fastest time. He's down 30th anyway. Session will not be resumed from race control. So that's the second one running. Victor Martins, in just his second weekend, takes pole position for the Formula 2 feature race on Sunday. And it will be Crawford on pole for the sprint tomorrow. Well, 2 to go. And the red flag comes out. There's not enough time left. So that is it. Well, that was a surprise to me. I expected practice earlier on ended with a red flag with 2 minutes to go and didn't get resumed. Qualifying ended exactly the same way with a red flag not being resumed. Our second of the session, third of the weekend. Haven't had one yet in F1. Usually that's an interesting sign, not to have a session stopped. But for ART, it's Victor Martins on pole. Here he is.
Champions career.
Whoa, Victor. Whoa.
I think that's it. Victor Martins, pole position. Very, very, very nicely done as well. Behrman second, Poitier third, Doohan fourth, Druvala fifth as they come across the line. Session won't be resumed. I want to know what happened to Arthur Leclerc though. He just came to a complete stop on the track and he loses his best time as well. He was 13th, so that might change him again going forward. But you see the red flag flashing. Let's hear from Behrman.
You did a great job.
Well, that wasn't quite enough, but yeah, good job anyway.
Well, it wasn't quite enough, but it was a good job anyway. I think it was great from Behrman. In the Prima, Poitier makes it third, the championship leader. And that's the feature race, of course. And there's Arthur Leclerc out of the car. And the car stopped at the exit at turn 22. Still no idea what's caused the problem, though. I hope we get a replay, to be fair, to see here. There we go. Right, so it's turn... Where are we on the circuit? Is it not where I thought it was? Through turns 16, 17. Looks okay to me. There! Gets a little bit of a rear slapper. And the car just slows down. Has he had a puncture, I reckon? I think he's got a puncture, you know. And he's had to stop the car. I don't think he's damaged the suspension. There didn't seem to be a knock or a hit. But the car's definitely crabbing. I wonder if Leclerc had a puncture. And comes into turn 22 and stops the car. Well, that's questionable. Shouldn't really stopped on the track if he can make it back to the pit lane. But yeah, Leclerc then. Oh, he hasn't had a suspension. He must have broke the suspension. Must have. Because I can't see any problem with it. Rear tyres, as I said, were dead. But that's a very strange one there from Arthur Leclerc. Tyres are gone at the rear, but just came to a stop. So something must have broken on the suspension through the corner. Had to. Right, here's the results then, and the lineup for the feature at the end of qualifying. It's Victor Martins, Oliver Behrman, Theo Poitier, Jack Doohan, Johan Druvala, Amuma Wasser, Frederick Vesti, Kushmani, Ralph Bosch and Jack Crawford the top 10. And Clement Novak 11th, Juan Manuel Correa 12th, Arthur Leclerc 13th, Enzo Fittipaldi is 14th, 15th for Dennis Hager, 16th Roman Stanek, 17th Zane Maloney, 18th for Inazani, 19th Isaac Hadjad, 20th for Richard Verschoor, 21st Emil Cordial, and 22nd for Brad Benavides. So it's pole position for Victor Martins in the feature race on Sunday. But join us tomorrow when all the action gets underway with the Formula 2 sprint. It's on directly after Free Practice 3 as well. You can join us for that at 2:45 GMT. It's Victor Martins though, pole position for the feature. He's first in his Formula 2 career. Bye for now.